So good morning, everybody. So those of you who are coming here for the second time, welcome. And those who are coming for the first time, a very, very warm welcome. All right. So those who were here last week, would you like to share what is it that you got from the previous session? Amit?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
What we learned from the previous session, now the whole ecosystem is changed right now. Like जैसे पहले सब्जी मंडी की बात करते तो what we learned from last week, सब्जी मंडी से लेके अपने ट्रैवलिंग से लेके होटल में स्टे करते और टिकट बुकिंग एवरीथिंग विल बी चेंज और एवरीथिंग कम ऑन ओनली वन प्लेटफॉर्म इट्स अ डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म. तो देर इज नो ऑप्शन. एक पहले एक बहुत पहले एक कहावत था कि अगर आपको कंप्यूटर नहीं आता है तो आप आगे डेवलप नहीं कर सकते. अभी ऐसा है कि आपको मोबाइल में ऑनलाइन आप टच नहीं कर सकेंगे तो आप फास्ट ग्रोथ नहीं कर पाएंगे. तो व्हाट वी लर्न के इट इज लाइक a रोटी कपड़ा मकान एंड स्मार्टफोन विथ इंटरनेट एंड आई एम very impressed by that sentence. Internet is your karma bhumi.
all right, great. Thank you, Amit, for sharing this. So we're starting with the next session on business transformation. And this time we'll be talking about a very, very interesting topic. So thanks for taking time out. Let's move into the conversation. Okay.
Atul sir, actually it is thanks to you because you're taking your time out for us.
Most welcome. Yeah. Thanks, Bhushan.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's, before we start, let me share a little bit about myself. This is how I look like. This was a photograph which was clicked in 2007. And this is when I thought that I wanted to become an entrepreneur and help the small businesses. This is where I started thinking that I want to be a part of the solution rather than being a part of the problem. During my career of over 25 years, I've worked with various organizations, both Indian and multinational. And whatsoever I've learned from there, I am bringing it back to the small businesses so that we can grow in our business. Here are some of the awards that I picked up along the journey. This was a program that I participated in at IIM Bangalore. I am on the advisory board of MSM Bharat, MSM Bharat Manch, MSME Bharat Manch, sorry. And eGrowth is a platform which I have been building for past 9 years. We've got a community of over 60,000 entrepreneurs spread across the country and a few more countries. Sometime in 2019, I published the second business model, which was called as the leverage model, which helps you to design your business. I'm also the chapter director for Startup Grind for Gurgaon. And I have published 2 books, Golf, Mastering Business Success, and Opportunity, The Journey from You to Yes. So today we're here for the digital transformation strategy. This is the second session in a row. So what we're going to cover today is business world in the digital era. Business growth metrics is the key topic for today. And the choices that you have. And what else is it that you can do? All right. So we'll keep it interactive. I'll keep on asking you some questions in between and I'll expect you to respond to them so that it becomes more interesting, more valuable for all of you. Is that fine?
Yes.
All right. So as I shared earlier and I'm sharing again, business world is changing. So year 2000, we used to do business in person. We used to meet people in person, shake hands, and that is how we used to conduct business. We called this as the brick and mortar world. Around that time, internet had started coming in and we started using technology for our benefit. In the next 15 years, so by 2015, we had graduated to another kind of a world, which is called as the digital world. So this is the world where there was a lot of impact of the internet. Many platforms were already being used, and we had starting seeing the benefit of internet. And then in another 7 years, 8 years from there, we moved from the digital world to the always connected world. and the shake hand gave way to the handcuff. All of us got cuffed to the mobile phone. And we also were in the clutches of FANG, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. These are the four organizations which have the highest number or highest data on this planet. They are able to predict, means it won't be wrong to say that they can even predict what is the kind of things that we're going to buy next year. All right. And so much has been changing. So Apple and Android, all of us know, Play Store, YouTube, we know. Zoom became very popular during the pandemic, and it is the backbone of how we conduct business today. Zomato as Swiggy, they've started replacing our kitchens. Ola and Uber have started replacing our cars. Make My Trip and Oyo help us having a good time. Paytm and GPay help us pay our money. And Geo is at the back end, which allows us to do all this. All right. There is still more happening every day, and we'll keep on covering that. So is this something interesting? So would you like to share what you got out of this so far? Do you experience this kind of a change in your life, your business? Can we have a few people sharing this? Hello? Would somebody like to share whether you have seen this change happening? Are you able to hear me? Hello?
Yes,
Hello.
definitely.
Yeah. So have you seen this change happening around you?
Yes, we see all this change around us.
All right. And does that impact your business?
Yes, obviously.
And do you think you need to make changes in the way you conduct business?
Yes.
Yes.
And that is what we are going to talk about. All right. So the topic for today is business growth metrics. If you've heard about business growth metrics, please write in the chat box yes. If not, please write no. So Amit Shah has heard about it. How about others? Well, business growth metrics was proposed in 1970 by Bruce Henderson. Bruce Henderson was the founder of BCG, which is Boston Consulting Group. This is a metrics which has been used by the corporate world for business strategy. It is used for strategic planning by strategic business units and to identify which product lines to keep and which product lines to let go of. This is primarily a tool to help you gain competitive market advantage. This primarily works on two elements: the relative market share and market growth rate. This helps you to take a call on where to invest your resources, from which resources to come out, where to cash out. All right. So the two parameters on which this matrix is designed is market growth rate. So the growth rate can be defined as high growth rate or low growth rate. And also the other axis is relative market share. Relative market share essentially means what is your market share in comparison to the market leader. As your market share keeps on growing, the advantages that you get are economy of scale, cost advantage, and generation of additional cash. Is this something interesting? Please write in the chat box, interesting, if it is interesting for you. All right, let's move further. What does the business growth matrix looks like? The business growth matrix is, it is in these 4 squares. It's a 2 by 2 matrix, wherein on the x-axis we've got the market share, the relative market share. On the left hand side is high market share, on the right hand side is the low market share. On the y-axis we've got market growth. At the bottom is low growth, at the top is high growth. So this is how we've got 4 quadrants. Okay, in this you would see we have got 4 different mnemonics, or 4 different icons. The top right is a question mark. This is the quadrant where we have low market share in a high growth market. On the top left, we've got something called as the stars. This is the quadrant which has high market share in a high growth market. Then we've got the cash cows in the bottom left. This is high market share in a low growth market. And at the bottom right are the dogs, which is the low market share in a low growth market. Would somebody like to please give it back to me? What is it that I've just spoken about? Can I hear from one of you?
So one thing,
Good morning.
talking about market share, why it is a question mark there? High growth market.
So it's not about why is it a question mark. I'm asking, do you understand what is this quadrant?
No, not fully.
So on the right hand side, we've got low market share. On the left hand side, we've got high market share. All right. Are you getting what I'm saying? So this is a matrix between the growth in the market and the relative market share. Are you able to understand this?
Yes, yes.
Right. So what this means is आपका अपनी मार्केट में कितना शेयर है, कितना लोग आपका प्रोडक्ट खरीदते हैं, क्या वो ज्यादा खरीदते हैं या कम खरीदते हैं? Does that make sense? कुछ समझ में आ रहा है, नहीं आ रहा है, या इसको कुछ और एक्सप्लेनेशन चाहिए? चलो एक काम करते हैं, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड पे चलते हैं, शायद कुछ और समझ में आएगा. So this is how the product life cycle works. जिस समय शुरुआत होती है उस टाइम पर वी आर इन अ स्टार्टअप फेज, जहां पर कि प्रोडक्ट भी छोटा है और मार्केट भी छोटी है उसकी. राइट. कोई नया प्रोडक्ट अगर मार्केट में इंट्रोड्यूस किया जाता है तो उस समय हमें यह नहीं पता कि उसकी मार्केट कितनी बड़ी है. यस और नो?
Yes.
ओके.
Yes, yes.
जैसे हम नेक्स्ट स्टेज पर जाते हैं, जब वो प्रोडक्ट इस्टेब्लिश हो जाता है, तो वी कॉल दैट एज अ स्टार स्टेज, जहां पर कि ग्रोथ का रेट बढ़ गया है, तो रेवेन्यू बढ़ना शुरू हो गया है. और मार्केट शेयर भी बढ़ना शुरू हो गया है। डज दिस मेक सेंस?
हाँ सर।
ठीक
Yes,
है।
sir.
उसके आगे एक स्टेज आती है जहां पर कि आपकी ग्रोथ जो है वो कम होनी शुरू होगी, वो फ्लैट होनी शुरू हो जाती है। दिस इज द कैश काउ, मतलब कि ग्रोथ कम है लेकिन मार्केट बड़ी है। आज अगर हम लेट अस टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ मारुति, so in 1980s they were still very small. We had the market which was dominated by Hindustan Motors and Premier Auto, and Maruti was very small, right? So the revenue was small for them, their market share was also small for them. Are you able to get it? So in 1980s they were in the startup phase, they were in the question marks phase. It was not sure whether they will succeed or not succeed. Does that make sense?
Understood.
And then in the 1990s and 2000 and 2010, Maruti was growing rapidly. Maruti became the largest small car manufacturer on this planet. So they had the highest market share, and the market was also expanding. Yes or no? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
So that was the time they were a star product. And then came a time, sometime in 2010, this is where their flagship product, the Maruti 800, that started flattening. उसके numbers grow नहीं कर रहे थे. They made it a Maruti Alto. So this was the time where they were making money, but the market share was not growing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The market, people had started going in for premium cars, and Maruti 800 was making money but was not making sense for future. Eventually the share of Maruti 800 started to decline, and other products like Maruti Wagon R or Zen or today's Celerio or Alto, that started growing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But
So
sir, one thing which I am not getting it here,
yeah,
like talking about Zen, Wagoner or Celerio,
yeah.
there were no much of a difference in terms of the structuring. I am not talking about Nexa or maybe Baleno and all, but still, why this has happened that people have stopped using 800 and going for new cars. Even I'll tell you, somewhere near in 2000, Baleno got failed and drastically failed at that time when
So
they launched it.
let us keep the conversation around Maruti 800 only. This is the product which we saw, it got introduced, it grew, and then it has decayed, right? Isn't it?
Yes, yes.
So there was a stage where they had to close down the product. Make sense? Hello?
Yeah, I'm getting you, sir, but I have logged in from a mobile and outside, so on the mute.
Okay. So this is how we are talking about a product which was a new introduction, which became a star product, which became a cash cow, and then finally became a decade product or a dog product. So this is where we use these different classifications. Question mark is the introduction stage. Star is the growth stage. Cash cows is when the market is mature, and dogs is when it is declined. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Now let us go to the next piece, business growth matrix, how to make it work for you. Okay, so we just saw that there are the product can be in one of the four stages, right? Now let us see how does that work for you. Okay, how to capitalize on the growth opportunities. Okay, so first piece is you start with who has your money. So as a business, you start looking at which products make how much money for you. So since we are talking about Maruti 800 was making a lot of money for them. Wagoner was making some money. Zen was there. Somebody spoke about Baleno. Baleno they tried. Maruti Gypsy was another product. Okay. Now all these products they make some amount of money.
So
Now
Maruti Gypsy made well in terms of tourist vehicle because couple of people were using it for tourist purpose.
whatsoever, I'm just saying there are different products which are making money for the company, right?
Yeah.
So you look at which product makes how much money for you. Clear?
Getting.
And then we look at for which product how much market share do you have and what are the returns that you are getting. Is it profitable? Is it highly profitable or not? So get authentic data around your product. And then you go through the 5 steps to identify or to take a decision whether to keep that product, to enhance that product or not. So the first piece is you have a dashboard. Second is you balance between stars and cash cows. Third is you become data driven. Fourth is you measure and manage. And based on these 4 points, you take a call. We'll go into each of these steps one by one. So first is create dashboards. So you should know how much sale are you doing, how much sale is the competition doing, what is the market size, what is happening on a month-on-month basis, on a weekly basis. So you have a clear idea of how the market is behaving. Second piece is balance stars versus cash cows. So if we were to see the BCG matrix that I just showed you, the stars and the question marks are the one which consume a lot of money, a lot of resources. While the cows and the dogs, these are the ones which generate cash. So you have to balance between which products are consuming or eating cash vis-a-vis those products which are generating cash. Does that make sense? Hello?
Yes, sir, it does make.
Then, sorry. So then we go to the third stage. This is where we put together in the matrix all the products that we have. And then we identify which products are our star products, which products are our new introductions or the question marks, and which products are the dogs, and which of them are cows, cash cows. Make sense? And then we measure the performance of all these products based on the cost, based on the speed, based on the risk and return that we have. On every product, what are the churns? How often, how much money are we making on it? How much does it cost for us to make that product? What are the risks associated with it? And how much return are we making on the every product? Does that make sense? Yes, no, thank you.
Yes.
And then is the fifth one. We put them in the growth matrix. So we clearly know which are the products which we have to let go. These are the dogs or the cash cows which are making money for us. Or which are the products which are stars which will make money for us in future. And then which are the new innovative products for which we don't have certainty, we don't have the data. Then we keep on working on it so that we get more data and we're able to take data-based confirmations, right? Is this something which is interesting for you?
Yes.
So any questions around it?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah,
Neeraj
please.
Minde here.
Yeah.
Regarding the question mark, which is a low market share in high growth, high
Yes,
market growth.
right.
So, can there, like when you say take a call,
Yeah,
can the call be around how the market share can be increased when there is already growing market?
definitely.
Okay.
See, the purpose of the business is to make money, right?
Yeah.
So now if we see that we've got four kind of products, the question marks which are more innovative products, which are the new products, where we see that the market is going to grow and we have a small market share today. So there is no certainty that this will become a star product in the future, but we are betting on it. Make sense?
Yeah.
And we will be able to bet on it only based on the data that we have,
Right.
right? Otherwise, it will be speculation,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
So does this give you some clarity?
Yeah, so certainty is not there if it can become a star product or not. But even like both ways, there is no certainty. It can be or it cannot be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let us take the example of another car, which was Tata Nano.
Yeah.
So Tata Nano was a new product, an innovation which was done. World's most economical car, right?
Yes.
Now, world's most economical car that has a huge market,
Yes.
isn't it? So the size of the market was huge,
Right.
right? So the potential of growth was huge, but the share of the market was not huge because it was in the introduction phase.
Yeah.
It could have become, so if it works well, then the cycle is that from a question mark, you become a star product.
Right.
And if it is not done well, it becomes a dog and you have to let go of it.
Right.
So in case of Nano, this is what happened. So Nano did not migrate to star, but Nano became a dog.
Yeah, if there were no technological challenges or no controversies, it could have become a star product.
Absolutely. The same case, let us go back to 1984 or 83. There was a new car which was introduced in the Indian market, and that was called the Maruti 800.
Yes.
That was a time it had a small market share, means it was much smaller than Hindustan Motors or Ambassador or Premier Padmini,
Right.
right? Yet it was an innovative product. There were people who were saying that this is a very small car, this is not a family car, this will not succeed. So Maruti as an organization, they looked at what all they need to put in place so that this becomes a star product, and that eventually became a star product, right? So these are two products, similar, same category, different times. One became a huge success and the other one did not.
Yes, got that. Thank you.
Most welcome. Anything else? Any other questions that you have or any other observations that you have? Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
So can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So, sir, sometime in a couple of seconds back, you said Maruti is the organization and they have made some innovative changes in
Right.
terms of making the product star.
Yes.
So, somewhere down the line, I'm not getting what the innovation they have done somewhere near in 1980s. Because at that time, technology was not so developed and couple of things were there, right? So, I mean,
So let me share a couple of things here.
if you could give us to at least two examples or maybe three examples, so maybe we can relate to our businesses and we may see how to innovate it and apply it.
Absolutely. So I am willing to do that. So let us take the example of Maruti 800. Okay. Now Maruti 800 was a new car which was technologically advanced. Okay. Till that time, the car service was not an organized business. So what Maruti did was they started their own flagship service centers and then they started creating franchises of their service centers. That was an innovation that they did in the marketplace. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And what also I additionally feel is the car they have made was much lighter as compared to Premier Padmini or maybe Ambassador. So
Yeah,
because of
definitely.
this, chances of coverage is also has been increased.
Right.
So that can be the innovation they may have done at a very initial stage.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then they targeted the people who used to use two-wheelers so that it becomes easy for them to graduate to a car. So they made a product which was sensitive to the price. So Maruti की ad है कितना देती है, right? Because for Indian market, the maintenance cost is as important as the actual cost of the car. So the total cost of ownership of the car, that is what they focused on. So they brought down the total cost of ownership. Does that make sense? Hello?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. Yes, somebody wanted to ask something?
Yeah, the Santosh this side.
Yeah, Santosh ji, kya haal chal?
Badhiya.
Yeah. What's
Then
your question?
they not question observation. Then they also introduced a high mileage stuff as well. But at the time, Premier and they were low mileage cars, and Maruti was a high mileage car.
Absolutely. So the
So-
high mileage added to the low cost of ownership.
Yes.
Reliable service added to the low cost of ownership.
Mhm.
Right? A reliable car itself made a low cost of ownership. Availability of spares in the market, genuine Maruti spares, that was also a low cost ownership, right? So they focused on low cost of ownership and they became a market leader. Actually, they became a price leader. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
That became the highest selling car in the world. Any other questions? Hello?
Arulji,
Yeah.
it is good. Is it possible, like introduction stage is good, I understand. Then growth stage, then maturity. Maturity के बाद जब because एक साइकिल आती है सबकी अप डाउन की,
हाँ जी.
तो इज इट पॉसिबल कि भाई मारुति की बात करते हैं तो उसने अगर अपनी ही कॉम्पिटिटर कंपनी यानी अपनी कंपनी में से एक नई दूसरे नाम की कंपनी अगर क्रिएट कर दी होती, बिकॉज कस्टमर वांट्स टू चेंज कि चलो ना कुछ अभी नई कंपनी आई है जैसे हुंडई आई है तो उसको ट्राई करते हैं, तो एक ही ऑनर अगर अपनी दूसरी कंपनी क्रिएट कर देता है तो मार्केट में लोगों को ऑप्शन भी मिल जाता है और इनडायरेक्टली अपनी कंपनी ग्रोथ होती है, तो इज इट पॉसिबल?
तो ऐसे दो एग्जांपल देता हूं मैं आपको. ठीक है. मारुति ने देखा कि जी मारुति is being observed or looked at as a company which is a low cost product, right? तो इस कारण क्या हो रहा था, people who wanted premium service they were shying away from Maruti. तो मारुति ने क्या किया, मारुति ने नेक्सा के नाम से एक सेपरेट आउटफिट निकाली which is a Maruti, everybody knows it is Maruti, but Nexa has a premium experience. Do you get that?
Yes, noted, yes. Okay.
Okay. Similar thing Toyota did in the US. Toyota was looked at a price leader in comparison to the General Motors or your Chevrolet or the other Ford. So to get up in the value chain, they introduced a product category called Lexus.
Okay.
Lexus is luxury.
Luxury. Yeah.
Okay. So to breach the pricing, they did that in the US.
Noted.
So have I answered your question, sir?
Yeah, obviously satisfied.
So,
All right.
but if you talk about the Lexus, I mean, in terms of Lexus, if I could compare the many models of the Porsche, they are much more premium. Then why Lexus has this much of value than couple of models of the Porsche belongs to?
So one is every time a product company introduces a product, they create a persona around it, or they identify a persona and create a product for that persona. Lexus was a higher value product in comparison to the normal Toyota. Make sense? Whereas Porsche, by definition, they are a lifestyle product.
So you mean to say that people have started preferring style and comfort and luxury both?
There are always those kind of people.
Yeah, so my next question is the reason behind Maruti 800 failed during maybe in early 90s is because Hyundai came in and they have launched Santro here, which was in terms of looks much more stylish than of a Maruti 800 and somewhere in the same category of the price range.
So one is Maruti 800 did not fail.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Second is the sensibilities of the customer changed. Does that make sense? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
So Bhushan, you come from Mumbai, right?
Yeah.
So 1980s, 1990s, 2000s, The local train in Mumbai used to have wooden furnishings inside.
Yes.
The handles used to be wooden.
Yeah.
The seats used to be wooden.
Yeah.
But over a period of time, the technology changed. Today, you have stainless steel inside the rakes. Yes or no?
Yeah, and even rakes are made of mild steel and all instead of the iron. So weight became less.
So there is a technological change which has happened there, right?
Yeah.
So technically, Western Railways and Central Railways, they replace the Maruti with a Wagoner or a Brezza.
Got you, sir.
ठीक है जी?
Yes, yes.
Second, the compliances in India also changed. Today we've got Bharat Stage 6 and we are talking about Bharat Stage 7. A product which was launched when there was no Bharat Stage, to what extent could you take it further? Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
Anything else? Any other question, any other observation, something you want me to answer?
Atul,
Haji.
these are corporate businesses that you are talking about. If I may say, small businesses like mine that you have been very much aware about, इसको expand करने के लिए after COVID and because of drastic situation, how do you suggest?
So let us again go back to this. All right. Now, if you are talking of only one product, then it does not fit into this matrix, right? It is for a company which has multiple products. So let us say you have a magazine, you have events, you have newsletters, you have conferences, you take delegations abroad, and things like those. And then you would take a call, which business do I focus on and which business do I stop? Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Okay.
now for your business, it is important that you get the data in place. Okay. What is the market share that your magazine has? Are you operating in a market which is growing? What is the market share? What are the returns that you are getting? Is this market which is growing or is this a depleting market? Based on that, you take a call. So can you see this? So relative market share and the market growth itself. अगर मार्केट ही क्रैश कर रही है तो आप लगे रहेंगे तो you cannot be an innovator, you cannot be a star. You would either be a cash cow or you would be a dog, right? And if you are a cash cow, it is time that you prepare to be a dog and move out, phase out. Does this make sense?
Yes, yes.
Anything else? Okay, so do we move on?
Yes, yes.
So you've got two choices. To have a business by chance, which all of us have today. Means you get into a business because you've inherited, you have certain experience, there are new trends in the market, or you get a pink slip. Then you get into a growth phase where you create a company, you got customers, and then you are into a sale every day. Third stage is where you get into struggle because there are receivables in the market, you don't have manpower, and the margins are reducing every day. Make sense? The characteristics of such businesses are always bleeding, little or no growth, just surviving, driven by jugaad and operating in urgent space. The second option that you have is business by design. This is where you begin by designing your business. Second is developing it and then diversifying it. As of today, we don't relate to businesses as if we need to diversify, as if we need to move out of that business. We consider that a business will never die. So this is something phenomenal which we have to look at. So during the design phase, we are in the creation stage. The business is a startup. It is driven by the future. During development, growth is the prime objective. And it is driven by present. And then diversifies where you are monetizing it. The product or the business has matured, you duplicate it or divest. Does that make sense?
Mm.
So the characteristics of business by design are, these are highly profitable businesses. There is consistent growth. There is buffer for bad times. And you are operating in the leverage quadrant. There are multiple inputs, parallel processes, and profitable outcomes. There are 13 elements to business by design. The first, design, second is develop, and third is diversify. Design has 4 elements to it: future, lifeline, opportunity, and game design. In the development phase, you are focusing on sales, collaboration, building the organization, revenue, and excellence. The acronym is SCORE. And the diversification phase, you are focusing on monetization, integration, legacy, and knowledge. So the acronym is MILK over here. So these are the 13 elements of business by design as a model. So it is time for you to make the great shift, to shift from speaking to listening, expenditure to investment, my way or the highway to customer's way. Because it is a customer who pays your bills, right? You shift from speaking to listening and you start listening to your customer. You start investing in your customer. And instead of my way to customer's way, you start co-creating with your customer. You start listening to your customer and working with them to create new products. Does that make sense?
Mm.
So design brings workability. It also brings a state change. So if you are committed to have a state change in your business, you have to look at the design of your business. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if that makes sense, please write in the chat box, design brings workability. It also brings a state change. All of you, please write in the chat box. I'll repeat it. Design brings workability. It also brings a state change. So now my question to you is, are you committed for a state change? So none of you have written this so far. Design brings workability and it also brings state change. 1. How about others?
Writing.
Fantastic. Please do that.
State change, no?
Yes. Okay. So now if you are committed for a state change, please write in the chat box, yes. Let us see how many of you are committed. Okay, 1 yes, 2nd yes, 3rd yes, 4th yes. All right. Now, since you're committed, let us move to the next one. The next set of slides is for you if it is a yes from your side. Now, I am introducing a program to you which is called as Design Your Business. Rather, transform your business, not design your business. Sorry, by fault. This business, this program, it has three elements. The first one is the new world order. So today, the first couple of slides, I spoke to you about how the business has changed over the past 20 odd years. We look at it in greater depth. The second piece is the leverage paradigm. What all resources can you leverage? So time, money, energy, network, what else? Technology. And the third element is what is in it for me? Means after this learning, how can you actually implement it? How can you actually use it in your business? Is this something very interesting? If it is, then please write yes in the chat box. Let us see how many more yeses we get. So in the new world order, what we are going to cover is the changing world dynamics. 21st century business. Futuristic business design principles. Okay. In the leverage paradigm, we will cover design perspective to business, inherent nature of the business, some business fundamentals, the leverage model and introduction. Okay. And what's in it for me? You go through the leverage model in depth such that you are able to apply it to your own business. The first element is future, the soul of your business. What is core to your business? Do you really know that? Do you know really why does your business exist? What is your purpose in life? This is something which you established in the future piece. Then you look at the product, which is the lifeline of your business. You cannot be in just any product, right? You cannot give just any service. So you identify which is the lifeline of your business. Once you've identified what is it that you want to sell, then you look at where are you going to sell, the opportunity for your business. When I'm saying where, it is not just location, it is also whom are you going to sell it to? How will you sell it? The entire market piece. So once you know what is your purpose in life, once you know what are you going to sell, once you know where are you going to sell, that is when you reach how are you going to sell. And this how are you going to sell is the game plan, putting the blocks together. So this is the third element of transform your business. And then on top of it, there are bonus topics. An economics angle, fourth industrial revolution, the India story, a microsurgery of your product offering, theory of constraints and abundance mindset. So all this is what you will get in this 2 days program. Okay. Here is Mr. Mithilesh Jha, who participated in my programs earlier, and this is what he had to say. We clearly understand our strength areas. They know what is their purpose in life. They know why their business exists. Able to emphasize more on planning before execution to reduce mistakes. So they have a game plan in place and they keep on looking at it to improve it further, right? And the third piece is able to systematize our process. So from being a person-driven business, they have become a process-oriented business. All right. Then we also had 2 more participants, Sharda and Krishna. They are into a business of fashion accessories. What they took away from the program is it is a step-by-step systematic and scientific approach. They say in the first 2 weeks itself, we closed an order, which we were trying since 1 year and had almost given up. So this is what is available to you when you participate in this program. Then we've got Dr. Satya Gupta, who is NGN Guru or Next Generation Networks. He is an authority in telecom. He has worked with some of the most reliable organizations. He worked with British Telecom. He worked with Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. He was the founding managing director of RailTel India. He says this one was a different and more valuable program. He says it is based on real life experience. And he says it is backed by empirical wisdom of legendary management gurus. So this is what is available to you when you participate in this program. So the program, it has the new world order, the leverage paradigm, what's in it for me, and bonus topics. Okay. All this should have been priced at 70,000 rupees and it is available to you at only 9,999 rupees. This is an in-person 2 days interactive experience. You also get a soft copy of Atul's book. And obviously you get a workbook as well. Lunch and tea is included. And at the end of the program, we will also organize a business networking session, wherein you get more contacts who can do business with you. If you're interested, you can please go to this link and participate in it right away. It's at only 9,999 rupees, happening next Friday and Saturday at Delhi. Any questions that you have around this? And I'm just putting this link in the chat box as well. Any questions that you have?
No, I have no question personally.
Okay, so those of you who are interested, just sign, write in the chat box, design your business, so that I'll be able to reach out to you and answer your questions and help you sign up for the program. This is happening in Delhi on Friday and Saturday, 2nd and 3rd of June.
It is online or it is in person?
It is in person. In
Oh,
person, 2
okay.
days interactive
Yeah,
experience.
that's what I read.
Yeah.
You said it is in Delhi.
Yes.
Okay. So I am based in Mumbai,
Okay.
so can't
So
travel to Delhi.
no worries. So we will also create an online program sometime later. But you can definitely show your interest and then we'll keep in touch.
Yeah, I want to do this, but then traveling to Delhi will not be worth
I
it.
get that. I get that. So we'll also plan a schedule for an online program as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So similarly with Amit Shah, Amit, you are from Baroda, right?
Yeah, I am from Surat.
Surat, sorry. So you would also need an online program, right?
No, I am comfort to travel to Delhi.
So come over then.
Yes, we'll be planned within Saturday and Sunday, within 2 and 3 days.
Within Friday and Saturday, yes.
Hmm.
So by when would you confirm?
Yeah, it will be maybe on Monday.
Okay, I think last week also you said the same, right?
Yes. I am coming on 28 to Delhi.
Okay.
28 and 29.
Yeah.
On the 29th, I will be 99%. I will be attend on next Friday and Saturday. 99%.
So right. So I would suggest I'll share the bank details. You can transfer the money. All right.
Yes, no problem.
I'll do that. Yeah. So Bhushan, what are you saying? Would you be interested to come? Bhushan,
Option is not.
he's there, but he's on mute.
Yeah, that's all.
And how about you, Santosh?
Sir, I am interested, but I have to. I yesterday only I spoke to you, no?
Yeah.
My family, they are coming.
Yes. So when will that be confirmed?
Maybe once I mean, let them come. They are coming on Saturday.
Right.
What are the plans? If there is any, because we have a plan to go out of Delhi.
Fair enough. So you plan it and we can discuss this offline.
Yeah, we can.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
How about Keshav? Okay, so this one was Meenal or Madhvi? Sorry,
Minal.
Meenal. All right.
Yeah, I said for online.
Okay, great.
Middle,
And
middle.
how about Madhvi? Are you interested? So online, what we will do is instead of a 2 days program, it will be a 3 days program. Okay, because online, being online for a very long time, it becomes challenging, taxing. All right. So what we will do is 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours on 3 days. So maybe a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or we will have a Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday, something like that. We'll plan it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that is better.
Okay. Anything else?
You're giving gift.
Yes. So this is my book, Golf Mastering Business Success. If you want it, you can please share it with me. Send them an email, and I will share the soft copy with you.
Should I write my email on this thing chat box?
So you can just send a mail to me. I've just shared my email ID.
Okay, I know.
All
I
right.
know your email ID.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Anything else? Any questions that you have?
So is this book chargeable?
No,
So this is free. No, this is a gift for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
But if you want to pay something, you're most welcome.
What you say?
Any questions that you have?
Thank you for this wonderful gift. Can we please go back to the slide of bonus opportunity? I wanted, bonus topics. Yeah. So, a microsurgery of your product offering. So, what all that will include, like whether the product is in which category, and then what needs to be done. So will it be entirely like all details?
So one is we will take a product, and kind of break it threadbare. What all are the different aspects of a product that you need to discuss? All right. So you work on it, and you can come back to me with some questions, and I can answer those to you. Now that is very subjective, because for everybody it will be a different product.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let us say the half an hour conversation 1-to-1 for this.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Pleasure. Anything else?
Thank you so much for such a wonderful session, sir.
My pleasure. So next time again, next Thursday, we will meet with another interesting topic which will be helpful for your business. And you're already there on our WhatsApp group. If you are not there, you can please join.
Sir, timing will be the same, right?
Timing will be the same. Thursday morning, 11 o'clock to 12:30.
Okay.
Do feel free to invite as many people as you please, and we can build it from there.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Thank
See
you.
all. Thanks for your time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to share? We still have around 10 minutes. So maybe what we could do is we could take this time to introduce